Should I just start? I don't even remotely remember whose turn it was.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
It's always your turn.
Apparently. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this podcast that we do intermittently. It's called Don't Get Your Hopes Up for obvious reasons. My name is Josh Lore Allen, a.k.a. Not necessarily in that order. Joining me as usual is Mike, a.k.a. B. Fony.
Yep.
He is currently underwater. What even was that? What are you doing?
I was pouring a drink.
Oh. Well, hang on. Let me add my own sound effects.
Please. Oh, canned beer. What is this?
Yeah. Oh, I have only the highest quality canned beer.
It better not be fucking Bud Light.
No.
Okay.
I said high quality, jackass.
I don't know, but you had so much snark in that. Like, I just felt like you were going to turn around with, like, Budweiser or some shit.
No, it's a Michelob Ultra. It's the lowest carb beer, okay?
Man.
I can drink like 50 of them and not feel bad.
Yeah.
Because 50 of them have less carbs than like one of the other beers that I have in my fridge.
Can we talk about you, like, watching carbs or whatever?
I guess.
Because,
sure.
I mean, I think it's a big deal. Like, you're getting skinny on us.
Sort of. I've been sitting at the same weight for about a month now, at least. It was more just like rub off from Liv, who is like,
oh my god,
basically like A, lost like a ton of weight, looks amazing. B, also is now like She-Hulk, like just bodybuilder, like crazy, and it's pretty awesome. But like as a result of her, no, it's like it's actually like super inspiring.
Yeah, no, totally, I agree.
As a part of all of that, like she's been doing all of this, like, oh, I should be thinking about this and I should look at that, and it got me in the habit of just weighing myself in the mornings because I was like, well, I guess I should know how much I weigh, and I'd like weigh myself and I'd be like, oh, well, I'm fucking fat, and then I would be like, okay, and then I'd go to work and I'd eat food trucks and gorge myself on things, and then I'd come home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and I'm like, I weigh 2 more pounds now. Whatever I did yesterday must have been the wrong choice. And so just keeping track of how much I weigh has sort of like, it's kind of turned into a game for me. It's like, what's my weight rating?
Do you track it every day?
More or less, like not every single day, like especially when I'm traveling, it's just really hard to keep up with it because most hotel rooms don't have scales in them.
Right. So is it like pre-pee or post-pee?
Post shit.
Post shit. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're going for like rock bottom as much as you can.
I wake up in the morning, I remove as much weight as possible. I stand on the scale. It honestly,
can
it
you
doesn't.
really just like, I can't do that. I have to get like some caffeine to like really kind of, you know.
Oh, no, I can shit on command. I could shit right now if I wanted to. I have digestive issues, all right? It's not a problem.
The one positive side effect. Man, I don't want to harp on the whole shitting subject, but like, yeah, as someone who used to work in an office, like that was like the best thing ever is like knocking out the shit before you go to work. That you're not like going in the can where there's no music, no fan. It's just dead silent.
Yeah.
And you're just ripping it up. And the second you rip it up, someone's walking in and holding the door, talking to Ron, who's standing right outside. And they leave the fucking door open while you're ripping it up. Because that's the way it works every time. So yes, bless you, sir. Because you are.
No. See previous note about digestive issues.
Oh.
I still have to do that too.
All right.
Not so much lately, because I've been smarter about how much like shit I'm eating. And it turns out when you eat less shit, then you make less shit. So anyway, speaking of shit, this podcast hasn't happened in a while. I feel like we should mention like hey, Here's what we've been doing. So last week I was in. Wait, was it last week? I lost track of that. No, last week was my birthday, so I was out drinking. And that's why we didn't do one last week.
Mm-hmm.
Week before that, I was in Columbus, Ohio, casting a thing.
Yeah.
And the week before that, we were both at TwitchCon. Like, we were actually... It was funny. I had briefly debated, because I just drove down to San Diego. I guess you drove down as well, but your drive was a bit longer than mine.
Oops. Yep.
I had debated, like, maybe I should pack my microphone in case Mike and I just end up in the same hotel room and feel like recording something. And then we were in the same hotel room.
And we didn't record shit. And we had the best episode ever.
Oh, yeah. It was a great episode. Most of the shit we talked about, we could never actually publicly broadcast because it was mostly like, you know that guy? Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
that guy's a dick.
Yeah.
But it was a good chat, which is what these podcasts usually end up being anyway.
Yeah. Well, I've got some good news. I mean, as bad as we feel, about not being as consistent, this is the least consistent that we've been in terms of like the largest period of time between shows. However, you're correct. We can say 3 weeks because we're at 27 days since the last podcast. So technically not 4 weeks and a couple days shy of a month. So we've not yet broken that threshold. We've done 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
3 weeks, 6 days. We haven't.
Yeah.
But we don't worry about 6 days. That's fine. No.
Yeah. Seven times 3, 7 days in a week, 3 weeks, 7 times 3, 27, obviously.
Yep. Yeah. That works. What? Something Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
Well, TwitchCon was awesome though.
TwitchCon was pretty cool.
It was like it's last year. It was way more stripped down. Well, it was very bare bones, I should say. This year, it felt like a mini E3.
It felt like a better E3, honestly. Like, my problem with E3 has always been... So here's my issue with conventions. I don't actually like them. I don't actually like going to them. BlizzCon is the exception.
Streaming freaking
oh yeah,
wow,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like BlizzCon has always been the exception for me because there's always, like, even before I was at Blizzard, like, there's always panels that I'm interested in. There's lots of stuff going on that's specifically focused on what I'm interested in. So I know I can go to BlizzCon, and I'm sure, like, if I went to a convention about something else I'm into, like if I found another thing that I was into and I went to that convention, if I went to a convention that was specific, I don't even know what the hell. What else do I like? I don't know what else I like. I like World of Warcraft. That's what I do.
Yeah.
If I went to a convention about guitars or something, right? Like,
there you go.
Something else that I enjoy, then I would find stuff there that I was interested in, and I would be able to spend most of my time at the convention and be interested. And that's how I usually am with BlizzCon, because it's like, okay, I'm going to go to these different panels because there's going to be a bunch of new information about WoW, and maybe they'll, like, some of the other titles will have some stuff that I'm interested in. Super cool. Conventions like E3 or PAX or to some extent TwitchCon are always a problem for me because I show up, I make like a loop around the floor, I go, okay, nothing really caught my eye, and I go back to my hotel room and I play World of Warcraft on my laptop.
This is absolutely true. I mean, first off, most of the cool shit happens in the evening, like late at night anyways. So you really can just kind of sleep the whole day off.
Yeah.
This is why, sometimes you just go and fuck off and do something else in the city, or I book photo shoots. It's like I basically occupy my days with something other than the convention because, like you said, you go down there. I mean, like, how long were you and I on the floor for? Probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was there for so long. I was really only there for one day of the con, and I feel like I saw everything.
Yeah,
That's
like the opening ceremony that they did, the opening panel thing that they did, which we were inadvertently part of.
And we're on
kind of cool.
Do the robot on the fucking thing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh,
the best part about that happening that I was able to tell a few people about, but I've been excited to say this on this show so that more people could know about it, is I literally had just turned over to you and said, well, congratulations on all the extra fucking work you have to do now. And I looked back and we were on the thing.
I know, like it's true because it was the uploads, and it was just like, okay. Which is funny because I used it once or twice, and it's like I just need to get into the rhythm of doing it because this is not part of my, part of my thing. But man, when that camera like hit me, and like you just kind of like freak out. You just put your hands out. I was like, oh shit, I'm on TV, and you put your hands up, and I was like, oh wait, what do I do next? And then, my hands were out. I looked at my hands. I was like, "It's fucking robot time! We're never gonna have this moment again, bitch!" Oh shit!
Yeah. That's like the most Twitch thing to do as well. Is cameras on you, make a stupid face, do a stupid dance.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Yeah, but yeah, but I do want to talk about the stuff they announced. But the point I was starting to make earlier about how most conventions you go to and the actual convention is kind of bullshit. The cool thing about TwitchCon is, the convention itself still kind of bullshit. Like, there's some panels you can go to if you're really interested in that. I'm not super worried at the moment about how to get game developers to talk to me as a streamer. I think I have that a little bit covered at the moment, at least for the one that I'm particularly worried about. Seeing as how I would be the one doing that communication anyway, most of the time. Well, not all the time. There's another guy, but anyway. Most of the panels are not super useful for me, basically, is where I was going with that.
Okay. But
at TwitchCon, there are so many of, like, my internet sort of friends and family that are there. Like, I consider myself to be a person who basically grew up on the internet. Like, sure, I'm from Michigan. That was where my body was located at the time, but I spent basically all of my formative years on a computer on the internet in some capacity.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, these are my people. This is my sort of culture in some sense. So like being able to just be surrounded by that, and like I went and hung out with Thaddeus. I'd never met Thaddeus in person before, and it was super, like, I say actually as though it should be surprising that Thaddeus is a cool guy, but like hung out with him and a bunch of his friends, talked to Hicks for a little while. He was there. Like, I got to meet a whole bunch of cool people, bumped into some other people that I haven't seen in ages, hung out with Duck Sauce and Adrian Curry, like all super awesome people. And it was just a really, really great time. And it was really good. Like, we've talked a lot in the past on this show about how sometimes if you go to a convention, the convention is just an excuse for everybody to be in the same place. And what you're actually there for is the networking and the parties and the hanging out with people and the getting to know people. Mm-hmm. And TwitchCon is so good for that. Everywhere you go, especially if you're a streamer, you should go to TwitchCon. You should. Like, there are some potential downsides, but that's why you own a laptop.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is you can meet so many other streamers, form relationships with other streamers, work together with these are things that then turn into you working together. It turns into you evangelizing each other's streams, and then you can grow together, because it's so much easier to grow as a streamer if you have that network of other streamers that you can play with, and that you can stream with, and so on. But yeah, that was what I thought was really cool about TwitchCon, was just seeing people doing stuff, drinking excessively.
Yeah.
The Twitch party was bullshit, by the way.
You know what? Like, it's kind of expected. Like, Twitch parties have been that way for a while. I mean, well,
they're normally.
I didn't go, but just assuming that it was so loud you couldn't talk to the guy next to you, right?
Yeah. So basically, the way it went, like the Twitch party at PAX, which was like 2 weeks prior, was super cool. It helped that Blizzard was also putting it on. So like that helped.
No bias here.
Yeah, but like it was in this like super awesome arcade thing, and like there was lots of space to move around. There were areas that you could stand and talk. The problem with it was the venue was small enough that not very many people actually got in, which always sucks. But there's only so much you can do to resolve that issue. Mm-hmm. What Twitch tried to do at TwitchCon to resolve that issue is they rented out the actual fucking baseball stadium that's right there.
Yeah.
Which tons of space now at this point. Everybody can get in. They were like still selling tickets at the door. But there were several. I have a list of things that annoyed me about this party, to the point that I ended up just leaving. One was they opened the gates to it at like 5 or 6 or something like that. They opened the gates to it really early, but the actual party wasn't until super late. So And they didn't tell you that. They were just like, the door is open at this time, come on down. I was like, okay, and I went down there. And if you tell me that doors open for something at a certain time, I expect to wait a maximum of 1 hour before cool stuff starts happening. Like, I'm fine with doors open. Like, if you say doors open, I'm not expecting that means doors open and fucking Skrillex is here, like going nuts or whatever. No, like
welcoming us.
Yeah, exactly. Skrillex is not going to shake my hand and check my ticket as I walk in the door. Whatever, that's fine. But it was seriously like 3 hours before anything happened. Like, technically, there was this weird Heroes of the Storm HP Omen thing going on that had a bunch of streamers in it. Mm-hmm. It was kind of interesting, but the way it was like, it seemed like the sort of thing that was probably great to watch on a stream. The actual viewing experience actually there was bad.
Oh,
like,
man.
You couldn't tell what was going on. Like, you couldn't tell what was going on in the game. You couldn't really tell what was actually happening to the streamers. Like, they were doing all this weird, like, hey, yeah, they're in this box and it's gonna like spray shit at them sometimes or whatever. And it's like, that's cool and all, but like, you couldn't really tell what was going on. It was something that you were like, viewers at home were able to vote along with. And I guess I could have like gotten out my phone and opened the Twitch app and watched the stream on my phone but it's like, it was weird.
Yeah.
So that went on for a little while. I did sit around and watch that thing, and then that ended, and then it was seriously another like hour and a half before anything else was going to happen. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll walk around and try to find people, because I'm sure there's going to be people here that I want to talk to. Issue number 2, and this is partially first world problems. I didn't have a VIP ticket. I expected I would, because Twitch gave me my ticket, but Twitch didn't give me a VIP ticket, which I thought was weird, because if I'm important enough to give a ticket, you would think I'm important enough to give a VIP ticket, but right, I wasn't.
Sure.
That's fair enough. I wish they'd said like, this is just a standard ticket, or if there had been some other way for me to recognize that it wasn't a VIP ticket, because then I would have just bought my partner ticket, because I'm still a Twitch partner. So I would have just bought that thing and gone in and gotten into the VIP area. The issue was, at this point, the VIP area was where literally everyone I wanted to talk to was. So, like, everybody was, like, I kept bumping into people, and I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? He's like, oh, not too bad. I'm heading over to the VIP area. Walks off. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, man. Yeah,
and like, I did end up like grabbing Bajira, and I was talking to Bajira for a while, and he was also kind of
like over the
unimpressed. No,
That's
no, like
the
they had the VIP area like in this special, like it was kind of one of those, like, this is where, because it was at a baseball stadium, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, this is where all the cool people hang out during baseball games, which is cool. Like, it's super sweet. It was actually a really cool setup. But yeah, I wasn't terribly interested. I bumped into Bajira, who was also very disillusioned with the whole thing, and we're like, yeah, we'll head out. We'll go get dinner. And then
Nice.
we headed out, and he was like, yeah, we're just gonna go to the hotel. And then like 10 minutes later, he was like, we're actually just super tired and we're gonna sleep. And I'm like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. So basically I went to this party. I was bored for like 2 hours, and then I left. And the other issue was, there was no re-entry, even though,
oh my god,
yeah, even though, like, sure, it's at a giant thing, whatever, like, it's gonna be difficult.
Like, there's plenty of room.
Yeah, there's plenty of room, but it was once you leave, you cannot come back in. Like, your ticket is then used at that point, and they don't give you like a wristband or anything. So yeah, I was like, okay, so I can't get back in. I would like to leave and come back later just to kind of see what's going on, but I can't. But I'm bored out of my fucking skull, so I guess I don't care. So basically that day, I stayed in my hotel room most of the day. Was like, yeah, I'm going to go down to the Twitch party. Went down to the Twitch party, was bored, left, went back to my hotel room and streamed the rest of the night.
Wow.
But aside from the Twitch party being bullshit and that day kind of being a wash, it was still a really great time. And like, there's all sorts of other stuff I could have been doing that day. It was just poor usage of time on my own part.
Yeah.
I also am not too sad that I missed the what was the guy they had playing? Well-known EDM guy.
God,
I can't think of his name. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah. He apparently threw a bunch of cake at people. And everyone was like, "Oh, that's so cool. He's throwing cake at people." And I'm like, I don't want this fucking asshole throwing cake at me. I'm gonna have to wash my shirt. I think the problem is I'm too old for EDM parties.
Aoki, that's what it was. That's
yeah, Aoki.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I just watched his documentary, and I still forgot who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, or his name. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, TwitchCon was fun. We should talk about the stuff that they actually announced, though, like the actually relevant things that happened at TwitchCon. So there's
wait. Let's wait. Do you have a place you want to start?
No.
Twitch Prime.
Yes.
That's
a big fucking deal.
It's a crazy deal.
Yeah.
Like, this means that, I mean, everybody has Twitch Prime, and I say that loosely, right? Because like every other person I know has Twitch Prime, but Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
For like whatever random shit that they have. And all these people are not gamers. They don't use Twitch, right? So for all of you aspiring broadcasters, streamers, just hit up your mom and tell your mom and tell her friends to go and register an account and sign up. It's funny because like my wife actually said that, because I was like, "Yeah, babe, can you sign up with your account?" Because she has a Twitch account, right? So yeah, sign up. Use Amazon Prime. Hook me up with free $5 or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, really? Just like that?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, you should tell everybody." I was like, "I didn't even think about that." Like holy shit.
I saw a few people on my Facebook feed that were just like, "Hey, everybody, I know a lot of you aren't really, like," because I have a bunch of, like, streamer friends on Facebook who, kind of like me, don't really use Facebook as their personal Facebook as a, advertising channel. They just use it as, this is my friends and family, and so I'll talk to them here. They're like, "Hey, everybody, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you should come over to this link, which is my Twitch channel, and you should subscribe because I'll get free money."
Right? No, that's a good idea. Like, I will totally do that when I, stop being lazy. But I will totally do that. Have you seen growth from this?
I have, yeah. Actually, I managed to. I usually have a tab open on my just because I'm lazy and I forget to close it. I usually have a tab open that's on my like chat perks where it shows your current number of subscribers. Basically, it's the easiest way. That's where the emotes are. It's the easiest way for me to keep track of how many subscribers I have. There's probably something else somewhere else, but that's the one that I look at. And I have gained probably at least 20 subs since Twitch Prime came out.
Nice.
And I have been streaming a little bit more. Oddly enough, because I've been traveling more, and that means I often find myself in a hotel room with nothing to do. And because I bought this beast of a laptop, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just stream.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, it's actually great. It's so good, actually. Like, whenever I'm like, I don't really feel like going out tonight, but I don't have anything to do, I know I'll stream and hang out and chat with people. It's actually a great way to kill time. But yeah, and like I'm obviously not somebody who's really hardcore focused on streaming at the moment, because I kind of have a day job. But like, if I'm seeing growth from it, like, I have to imagine like you must have seen growth from Twitch Prime.
Oh yeah, I don't know how much exactly. I don't have the number right in front of me, but
you got those numbers that are too big to keep track of.
Yeah. No. I mean, I was out there. Like, I was sitting around like 200. I was floating. It's like, you go up and you go down, right? It's like every month it's the same thing. And it's like between like 190 and 210, just up and down, up and down. And then Twitch Prime hit, and like now I'm sitting on the cusp. I'm like at 250 almost exactly, right?
Nice.
And I've been sitting at 250 exactly for like a couple weeks, because again, the fluctuation is happening. But still, like, just in the past 27 days, technically, right? Well, I know less than that, because TwitchCon was the week after the last Don't Get Your Hopes Up. So yeah, like basically in the last 3 weeks, like a growth of 50 is like, that's amazing. And it's just people who are just like, I have this Twitch Prime, and fuck it, here, Mike B, there you go, boom. And other people are just converting their shit over. They're just like, you know what, I don't feel like giving Mike B money anymore, but I do have Amazon Prime, so let's do it that way. And
I feel like making Twitch give Mike B money.
Yeah, exactly. It's been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. And like I've heard of, there's people that have got like 1,800, like especially around, like, basically here's what happened. The people that were smart and didn't go to TwitchCon benefited greatly. Yeah. When they announced it and then you started streaming, I was like, oh, that son of a bitch. You know?
Yeah. Dude, no, seriously. As I was doing that, like, and I didn't actually stream the day that they announced it. It was like the next day before I streamed anything. Mm-hmm. And I pulled in like 15 new subs. And for me, 15 new subs is like 20% growth or something. Like I don't have a ton of subs. Yeah. So like I was like, oh my God, why did they roll this out? And here's the thing. They gave everybody, they were like, you have 3 weeks to get your loyalty badges in order. You can set it up now and we'll activate it for everybody in 3 weeks. So they obviously were thinking about, you need time to do stuff. But the fact is, and I bumped into a bunch of different streamers who were complaining about this, because a lot of them, like, they can't necessarily, especially the people that, like, they spent basically all of their money to come to TwitchCon, like all their spare money to come to TwitchCon. Yeah. They can't afford a laptop that they can stream from. Like, a lot of streamers don't make a lot of money, but they want to go to TwitchCon anyway. And for them, being able to stream right after Twitch Prime, that would have been huge, right? Like, that would have been so massive for a lot of these guys. But they were at TwitchCon and unable to stream. And as a result, they missed out on that initial rush of, oh, I want to use my Twitch Prime sub on somebody. And like maybe a lot of it, I don't know how effective it was overall. Like, it's hard to say that someone would have spent their Twitch Prime sub on Joe Random instead of Summit or something.
Sure. I feel like it definitely did. I mean, I think it did have an impact, because it's a new feature that they announced, and everyone that's watching it is like, oh shit, this is awesome. I need to spend it on somebody. Yeah. You know, and then they have, you know, their top 3 streamers, right? Well, the top 2 might be at TwitchCon.
Yep.
You know, and then that third streamer. But here's the thing too. It's like, if you didn't go to TwitchCon, it's likely you probably couldn't afford it, right? So good. Like in a sense, it's like, it's like, would I have loved to been home and like been on that, like, oh hey bitches, so I heard there's this new thing, right? Like, yeah, sure, right? Everybody probably would have. But you know what? Like, for the ones who couldn't necessarily afford to go, it's like, okay, good. It's another boost for them. It's great. But just the fact that even they put it in, it was so. Remember when we were standing next to the big covered thing. Whatever.
The like sign that was covered up, and we were like, oh, probably everything some secrets was covered in there.
Up. Yeah, and some random person who I don't know who this guy is, right? He says, yeah, I know it's under there, and it's something that nobody on the internet can bitch about. And I was like, that is some strong. Those are some strong ass words. Are you serious? It's like, nobody will bitch about it. Trust me, nobody will bitch about it. And it's like, what?
Nope. Yeah. Anytime. So this is something that I occasionally have to say at work as well, because every once in a while someone will be like, yeah, no one's gonna be upset about this. Everyone's gonna be happy about this. And I'm like, have you been on the internet? You could give everyone free money and there would be someone complaining that someone else didn't have to earn their money the way that they did or something.
No. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like he was right. Like, how could you legit complain about that? You can't even bring, like, can you make up something?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, no. It's easy to complain about Twitch Prime. It's what we were just talking about. If you're a streamer, you can complain that Twitch Prime should have been delayed until after TwitchCon before it opened.
All right.
I don't even know that that's necessarily the right choice.
Right. Yeah.
For Twitch, I mean, like, I don't even know that necessarily Twitch should have delayed it. Yeah. Because thinking about it from a business perspective and a marketing perspective, when you've just announced your thing and it's something that everybody can go do right now, you're gonna get like they probably easily got about 30 to 50% more signups. Like pushing, like, especially for someone like Amazon Prime, which already fucking everyone has Amazon Prime. You gotta really work hard to find the people that don't have it, and when you have their attention, you really need to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So, hey, sign up for Amazon Prime, and in 5 days you can do a thing. Isn't nearly as attractive as sign up for Amazon Prime, and you'll get this shit right now. I do kind of wonder if eventually Amazon Prime is going to get to the point where adding more things to it is just a complete and total loss for Amazon. Like, here's more free shit with Amazon Prime. Like, they keep doing this. I've had Amazon Prime for ages. I've had Amazon Prime for the free shipping. Yep. Like, when that was all you got for it, I was like, fuck it, I order enough shit off of Amazon. I'm going to get Amazon Prime for the free shipping. And then they were like, oh, and here's videos. I'm like, okay, cool. I can watch like
they keep
movies
adding
and
shit. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, and here's some music. I'm like, oh, thanks, Amazon. Now it's like, okay, here's Twitch stuff. I'm like, hey, keep it coming, I guess. Price hasn't gone anywhere.
but what happens though? Like, you end up buying more shit from them. You know, like I
don't know that I do. I don't know
really?
that my buying habits have at all been. So my buying habits. Hang on. So here's the thing. My buying habits have not been affected by the extra stuff they've added to Amazon Prime. I was already buying pretty much all of the thing. If it was on Amazon, I was buying it off of Amazon when the Prime was just free shipping. Because it's easy. I don't have to go down to a fucking store. I don't have to put pants on. I just order it on Amazon and it shows up at my door. Especially here in Orange County, it's next day shipping on almost everything. Because we're right next to a distribution center. So it's like, all right, I'll just buy everything off of Amazon. And they added video to Prime, and I watched the free stuff. I guess technically I bought season 2 of Mr. Robot on Amazon Prime.
They got you. No,
they got that $20 out of me. Damn. But yeah, like my buying habits have not changed at all because of this. It's just more free. Like the one thing is they keep adding stuff to it, which makes me less likely to cancel my Prime subscription. Like if it's towards around the time where that's going to come up again, and I'm like, I haven't really ordered anything in the past like 5 months, and shipping's only like $5 anyway. Like, maybe I'll cancel my Prime sub and pick it up later. But now I get all this extra free shit, so I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to keep it anyway. That's kind of the value they're getting out of me, I think.
Yeah.
But seriously, anything else that they add to Amazon Prime at this point, 100% loss for them, from me at least. Like, they're not going to make any more money out of me. There's no more money to make out of me, is the problem. I'm already buying everything that I can off of Amazon.
Yeah, I feel like I buy, like, if it's not on Amazon, I usually don't fuck with it. Like, I'm just like, nah, I'm just not gonna. So there's basically only 2 places I buy things, right? Like, besides groceries, I guess.
You can get groceries through Amazon.
I know, but I'm saying, like, and we did that for a while, but it just wasn't worth it because of because we had Costco, and it was like, well, Costco versus, it was real tough. But it's basically Fry's, because there's a Fry's like right down the street, pretty much ish, and Amazon. That's like it. Like, if I can't get it at Fry's and price match it to Amazon, right, or get it directly from Amazon, it's just not happening.
Yeah,
you know, like even Newegg, like Newegg, it's like a stretch for me. You know, because like most of the time you could find the shit on Amazon. Yeah. You know, for like the same price. And like what happens is it's actually fulfilled by fucking Newegg. So you end up not buying, you're buying from Newegg anyways.
Yeah. I bought my laptop off of Newegg. But that was only because I found like the exact model of laptop that I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want. And it wasn't on Amazon. So I was like, okay, I'll go look at Newegg, and it was on Newegg. And I was like, okay, I can trust Newegg as well. And everything showed up. It was great. So Newegg is about the only place I will order stuff from online that isn't Amazon. Like, to the extent, this is the dumbest shit. To the extent that I'll go to like PC Part Picker or something, and I'll be like, I want to get a new video card, and they have like really good listings of here's how expensive stuff is, and I will spend $10 more on Amazon for the same like video card or hard drive or whatever, because I get free shipping. How fucked up is that?
That makes sense, dude. No, don't worry about it.
I mean, it helps that it's also like next day shipping, and you like the other places. I don't know how long it's gonna take most of the time. So it's like, all right,
3 to 5 business days. When I say 3 to 5 business days, I'm just like, maybe I don't need it.
Yeah, 3 to 5 business days is like maybe in a couple weeks.
Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't really need that thing. Whatever. Move on.
Yeah. Speaking of moving on, we've been talking about TwitchCon for half an hour.
Is that what we're talking about?
Well, TwitchCon and the remaining like spin-offs, because we were talking about Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to talk about from TwitchCon before we move on?
No.
I guess VODs is cool, like uploads is cool.
Uploads, yeah. But like I said, it's not really part of my routine. I don't know anybody that's really taking advantage of it. Like,
I think the problem
Pocket took advantage of it with like uploading like highlights, like taking clips and putting them together and make highlights. But I would do the same thing, but put it on YouTube instead.
Yeah, clips, actually, mentioning that, clips is something that I think they announced slightly before TwitchCon, if I remember correctly. But that was another one of those, and no one was surprised sort of things coming out of Twitch. Like after they took chat replay and putting it in like baseline or whatever it was called before, the like Chrome add-on that
like Oddshot?
No. So
sorry.
Remember there used to be that Chrome add-on that would record the chat in chat rooms, and then when you went to watch it, ReChat, yeah, it was ReChat, yeah. They took that and they added chat replay into Twitch itself. So after that happened, and then things like Oddshot and like Streamable, and there was a couple other things along those lines started cropping up where people were taking clips directly from a live stream.
Yep.
It was like, okay, it's not going to be long before Twitch has this as well, and now they do, and it's actually really like it's to Twitch's credit, their clips system is just flat better than other stuff, which makes sense because they have better access to all of the
sure, yeah,
they have better access to their own shit. The uploads, I think, to me the biggest issue with the uploads is the site doesn't do, the actual website doesn't do a great job of directing you to them.
Right.
You can post them, like you can put them in a status update on your page itself if you use that like status feed thing. But a lot of people don't use that. And yeah, like if I go to your
so you have to go to the page and then click on videos tab, and at the top of videos tab you have recent uploads, but that's it.
Yeah.
And below in all videos, that upload will show up like in the feed, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I go to your profile, which okay, the website's not letting me go to your profile. So
I actually have Pockets open right now. This is actually kind of interesting. So her regular VODs get between 200 and 500, probably an average of like 450 or so views. It looks like it, probably like 400 to 500 average. The one upload, she's only done one upload, and it's gotten 1,500 views. So it has gotten more views than her average VOD. So maybe placement does count, or actually notifications. You know, it's like Pocket has uploaded such and such, whatever. I actually didn't verify with anybody if they got a notification when I uploaded. I uploaded, I think, like a BFF report actually to the channel, and I didn't really see shit from it. And why can't I load mine? What the fuck?
Yeah, I was having that issue.
I have been removed from Twitch. No, here it is. So. Okay, so here's the thing. It's like for me, my average VOD view is like 75, and but basically 70 to 80, and my BFF report that I uploaded was 69. So
yeah,
I don't know what's.
I think the site, it just like video. There isn't really a strong culture on Twitch of watching past broadcasts. Like someone can get 50,000 live viewers, and then their past broadcasts will get 300 views.
Yeah. Yep.
Like at all. Because Twitch is such a live thing. I think they need to do some reconfiguring on how things work if they really want to push uploads as a thing. It's also possible that they don't really want to push uploads as this is a new way to get content out to people, and more as have it be as more of a, if you want to use this feature, here it is, which I think would actually make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I don't know. I don't think that feature is really going to take off in its current state. Then again, it wouldn't be the last time that Twitch completely redid their profile page. So
yeah, yep. To make room for it, or to highlight it, or whatever. Yep.
Like honestly, it just needs to be if you're offline, instead of having a giant offline graphic there, take the player out entirely and put like a list of recent uploads. Yeah. If I go to your channel and you're not currently streaming, I should be given a list of your recent uploads. If you are currently streaming, I should not be given a list of your recent uploads because I should be directed to watch you live. There.
Man.
There you go, Twitch. I solved your problem.
At Twitch. Seriously. Damn. Genius.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on from 4-week-old shit.
Yeah. So there's been actually a lot of really cool stuff that was announced in the last like couple of days. So Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, they did a thing today?
Yeah. No, they didn't. It was like yesterday.
It's still today.
So I don't really know what all we can say about the Nintendo Switch other than it's exactly what we said it was going to be like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Literally exactly what we said it was going to be.
Right? Yeah, it was like just make it the fucking Wiimote or the Wii U tablet.
Mm-hmm.
That's well, there it is. Fuck.
Yep.
We called it here just like fucking Legendary. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
When you say enough things, eventually you're gonna be right.
Nobody remembers when we're wrong about stuff.
That's right. That's the best time to, I'm still waiting for that whole thing when I was talking about how World of Warcraft will be survived by PvP. I'm still waiting for that to happen. And that was 6 years ago that I made that claim.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a good claim. It's just that World of Warcraft isn't really in any
won't stop.
Danger of dying.
Yeah, it just won't fucking stop. I'm just like, I'm glad that WoW's still going, but, I would like to be able to see, I called this shit 6, 7, 10, 12 years ago, please.
Yes. It'll be like, you'll be like on your deathbed, and so will World of Warcraft, and you'll be like, fucking called it, bitches.
It's going to get to the point, seriously, like, it'll get to the point where you're like, I'm going to outlive WoW. Like, I will not die before WoW. Like, once you get to the point, especially if you think, like, if WoW makes it another 10 years, right? Like, there are people who started playing in their, like, 60s who are going to be pushing fucking 80. And they're probably going to be thinking, I don't want to die before this game does. Like, I don't want to, or I don't know, or maybe they're going to think, I hope the game lasts long enough for me to die now. It's like, you imagine being 80 years old and you love playing World of Warcraft still, and you've been playing for 20 years, a lifelong investment for you, really, a quarter of your life, and you're just like, man, this is great. And then the game shuts down, and then what happens? You die, like, because you have nothing else to do, and you're just like, well, exactly. I'm bored with life, I die. Yeah, so you have to keep it running now. That's the thing. It's like, now you guys have reached the point where you have to continue. Otherwise, you're going to kill people.
I have been playing World of Warcraft for nearly half of my life.
Yeah, and you're old. Like, there are people that are much younger than us that it's like,
there are people that have been playing World of Warcraft for their entire lives.
Exactly.
Like, literally. As soon as they were capable of using a computer, it was World of Warcraft, and they're still playing.
Oh my god. Yep. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the Nintendo thing. Yeah. So did you see? I guess in the spec sheet they point out that they have a phone jack, and they said "Save the courage for Link."
No, I did not see this.
That's fucking hilarious. It had a little headphone jack, and it had a little arrow pointing to it, and it said headphone jack, and then in parentheses it said "Save the courage for Link." And I was like, snap a doodle, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It looks interesting. Like it's like, it
does.
It's funny. Like when the commercial where they show, people, it's like, oh yeah, hey dude, y'all playing basketball? Oh shit, son, I got my Nintendo Switch. And then they also are playing, the new NBA Jam, apparently, right? I'm going to assume it's what it is.
That's the only NBA game.
Yeah, pretty much. Please. And it's like, all right, will I really take it out? Like, maybe I would, because I took my Shield portable like all over the place with me, and it was, and the battery life on it was actually pretty fantastic for its size. And the everyone's talking about, oh, I'm worried about the battery life. It's like, well, two things. One, it's a lot larger than my portable. It does have a larger screen, of course, but still, I feel like it could probably last for a good amount of time. And two, it better have a standard USB style charger. Otherwise, like, I don't want some proprietary bullshit that I have to carry around to charge it.
There will be some proprietary. If there's one thing you can trust out of Nintendo, it's that there will be some proprietary bullshit. It's like Apple.
Dude, it just needs a USB-C. Like, just USB-C. Or pick one of the minis. Everybody has those cables lying around. We can make it work. Or fuck it, USB-B, like the big fucking printer cable, like whatever. Like anything but some proprietary thing. So that way my gigantic crazy battery that's the size of my stylophone here will be, a secondary charging unit or battery unit for the device. That's what that all my other devices do that. I take it everywhere. My Shield, my what is it? My Nexus 7, I think. Yeah. My iPhone or whatever, and like basically everything. Essentially, the only thing that I can't charge off it is like my fucking PC that's plugged into the wall. Okay? Like, everything else can be charged from my fucking giant battery thing. This should be one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think battery life is definitely a concern for it. The fact that it is larger does mean that they can put a larger battery in it. So, who knows? But that'll definitely be it. Like, I do think that the big thing is just going to be what are the games. Like, Nintendo can come out with a new console all they want, and like it is a Nintendo console, and it's kind of taking the place of both their 3DS and their the Wii U. Mm-hmm. So you can be fairly confident that any new Nintendo games are going to be on this thing. Regardless, you can buy this and know that you're getting all of the new Nintendo games. At least until they come out with I don't know, Nintendo Switch 3D 360 Vita. They'll come up with some other weird ass version of it, I'm sure. But I guess for me, it's like, what are the games going to be? Like, you can generally expect there's going to be a Mario of some variety.
Yes.
There's going to be a Zelda of some variety. I guess there's a Splatoon thing that they sort of teased.
Was that not
like
just
a
Splatoon?
Weird esports way? What's that?
Was that not just Splatoon?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It might just be Splatoon. Honestly, I'd just play Splatoon. No, it can't be. Like, I guess the question then is, what sort of connectivity does it have? Because how do you play Splatoon with not internet?
You play
because
it with internet.
Yeah, but do you play it with internet on the train? Like, how does that work? I don't know.
Well, the way they demonstrated, they were in an arena type setup. I think that was kind of just like they were just kind of going a little overboard with it. It was like, oh shit, here's team whatever, and they're coming up and they're locking in their their Nintendo Switches. I think they kind of went overboard with that part, but yeah.
I don't know. I will probably get one just because like my Vita is starting to kind of show its age, and I would like to have a new, like, I like having a dedicated handheld gaming device. I just can't do the tablet gaming as quote unquote real gaming thing for me. It doesn't work. Because I'm old. So I'll probably pick one of these up anyway.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it will be something that I can play lots of stuff on, and not something that I pick up and I own 2 titles for, and then I'm like, well at least I got those games.
Yeah. They merged their teams like about last year, I think. They merged their development teams. And so I'm hoping that what that means is that everything they release is going to work on both platforms, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, it will work on this platform, I should say. I say both because in my head it's like the mobile field and then the console field, but those are the teams that they merged. So that's what I'm hoping that, that happened. And that's because now when, the next Pokemon, whatever comes out, that's going to be on, on all platforms. And when
Pokemon actually go this time, we mean it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like any game, like, dude, playing Mario Kart, like Mario Kart, I guess 8 or 9 or whatever they decided to do, playing that mobile, that'd be great. That'd be fucking so good. And if the screen is like 720p, fuck it, that's fine. The screen is not that big, you don't I don't need 4K resolution pixels that, it's like, unless it's on my face, I can't really see. Like, come on. Yeah, it's just it looks exciting. One of the big kind of deal breakers for me, is if it doesn't support like native Android stuff, or not necessarily native Android, but because they did say they were going to support like Android games or something, mobile games. But I want to be able to just basically just load up Netflix. I want to be able to Netflix and Hulu and all that. I want to be able to load that shit up and just watch, a movie on this tablet. I want it to act as a tablet, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and it basically is a tablet with a couple of thumbsticks, so it really should work that way. Mm-hmm. It would be dumb of them to not.
Did they demonstrate in this teaser video any touching of the screen? I don't feel like they did.
Yeah, I don't think they did either. I'm kind of fine with that. I'm kind of getting over touchscreens. Maybe it's just because... So here's the thing. I think if all you have is a touchscreen, then great, go for touchscreen. Like, if you're going to use a touchscreen, just have the touchscreen. Like, leave it as the touchscreen, and you don't need to add extra controls on top of that. And the reason I say this isn't because I actually think it's a bad idea. I actually think it's a great idea to have a touchscreen in addition to, because, like, why not, essentially? Like, if I'm going to have my thumbsticks and my buttons and everything, why not also have a touchscreen? The problem is that no one ever fucking uses those things properly in their games. Like,
yeah, well, don't need to use them in the games, but God, at least in general use apps, right?
Like in general use apps, like maybe, like I guess the important thing for it to have a touchscreen would be that then it can have an on-screen keyboard, which is a big fucking deal. But like I think about like my Vita, which has a touchscreen. And every single time I'm supposed to use the touchscreen on that thing is infuriating. Mm-hmm. Like, it's always, with the exception of when I need to type in my like password to buy a thing off of the PlayStation Store or whatever. Like, so there's an Uncharted game for the Vita called Golden Abyss, and that game wasn't bad. It was Uncharted basically. But it was Uncharted with a whole bunch of obnoxious, gimmicky touchscreen bullshit.
Oh.
And that made me really, really hate touchscreens. Yeah. And that's been my experience with every game that has a touchscreen available to it. The irony is, Darkest Dungeon just came out for Vita, and I picked it up because I hadn't actually played it before because I'd been waiting for it to come out on Vita because they said it would be simultaneous launch on PS4 and Vita, and then it wasn't. So I was like, well, it must be soon, right? I don't want to buy it because I should wait for it to come out on Vita because it's got to be soon. And then like a year went by, and then it finally came out. So I was like, "Hey, I can finally play Darkest Dungeon." So I picked it up, and that game I wish used the touchscreen, and that's just because it's not a great port.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't remember what I was saying. Something about how touchscreens are fine until you do stupid gimmicky bullshit with it.
Yes. You had a bad experience with touchscreens.
Yeah. I was touched by a touchscreen.
I would like to have a touchscreen. Just to have a touchscreen. Like there's too many times where it's like, even actually, a really great example is the Shield Portable. It has a touchscreen, but there's some times where I'm using the controller and it's like, it's easier just to be a fucking touchscreen. And that's it. I'd be surprised, given that that Nintendo has done touchscreens in the past, or stylus screens, or whatever you want to call it, that they don't put a touchscreen on it.
Like the Wii U has a touchscreen.
Yeah, it'd be really weird for them not to do it. They didn't demonstrate it at all, and I don't know if that's because they just forgot or because it doesn't have one, but that'd be really odd if it didn't have one.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something that they just sort of like looked at and said, "Of course, it has a touchscreen. We don't need to tell people it has a touchscreen."
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely don't think that we can expect, like, looking over the stats, I definitely don't think we can expect this to compete with like the PS4, not even the current gen PS4s, let alone the new ones, and the same with the Xbones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be another Wii U in a lot of sense, in terms of third-party support, is my fear. I think the hope is that it's more like a Wii than a Wii U, where, yeah, it's a worse bit of hardware, but it has a cool enough like gimmick to it, and cool enough like extra feature that people start to gravitate towards it. And I'm sure, in as far as the handheld gaming market goes, with the possible exception of some of the crazy ass like Nvidia or Razer tablets, it's probably going to be your best option for a handheld gaming device by far when it comes out.
Yeah.
So it'll just be a handheld gaming device that you can plug into your TV. And maybe that's the best way to think of it too. Maybe it's, instead of thinking about this as the new Wii U, maybe we need to be thinking about this as the new 3DS that you can also plug into your TV.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
That makes it sound exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Like now I've convinced myself that this is a cool thing.
Man. Get you a direct line at Twitch and a Nintendo.
It's almost like I'm in a marketing job. So, speaking of marketing, and my job, Blizzard Voice, I guess, is out now. So this one, it was weird that I saw this in the list, because this is something that I've had for so long that I kind of forgot it was a thing.
Wait, was this not on the on the beta client, or was it?
It has been, yeah.
Because I thought it looked familiar, but
it
it popped up today live. And I was just like, oh shit, I forgot that it was a beta client thing, and not a lot of people are part of the beta.
Honestly, the cooler features to me aren't the voice so much, and that's not because the voice is bad or anything. It's just not something that I'm probably going to use, because like my guild is pretty ingrained into curse at this point. Mm-hmm. And I know like you have a Discord that you run. A lot of people are really into Discord now.
Yeah.
And there are still people on like Skype or Mumble or Ventrilo, even
Mumble.
Or TeamSpeak or something.
Fucking
like
TeamSpeak. Shizzle, Are you still listening? God damn it.
Yeah, maybe we can convince Shizzle to use Blizzard Voice just because he probably already has it installed anyway. But to me, the cool things are the chat features that they've added. Like they've added like Battle.net chat rooms, so you can actually, if you're in the Battle.net app, you can create a chat channel and you can invite people to it, and you can have like a little room that you talk in. And sure, it's basically just like, it's basically Discord or Curse or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like ingrained into the Battle.net client.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's Curse or Discord minus a whole bunch of the features that Curse and Discord have, plus it's built into the game that you're playing. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a thing. Give it a try, or don't. I don't mind. I'm being really bad at my marketing position right now.
So yeah, it's I mean, it looks it's funny because I know that, and you don't have to comment on this, right? But in my history of working closely with Wowhead, and in turn sometimes working with or talking with and know some of the guys at Curse, in the past, I know there's been like tumultuous times, I guess you could say, where Curse, specifically MMO Champion, has like severely pissed off Blizzard in some ways, right? By leaking something or whatever.
That's not even like a secret. Like they have been very, very publicly like, whoops, We did it bad.
And so it's like, with the announcement, 6 months ago or 4 months ago, whatever it was, that Curse was acquired by Twitchcon, and then it's like, okay, and then I see the Blizzard Voice. I'm like, there's some guy there who's still like butthurt about the shit that MMO Champion did like 6 years ago. So boom, got him.
It's something that it's honestly been in development for quite a while. Mm-hmm. It's been in development since before Curse and Discord took off. So it wasn't a response to either of those. It was just 3 different companies had the same idea at the same time.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
They're community tools. Of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, obviously the in-game WoW voice chat has been... It's been the in-game WoW voice chat for a long time. And then, like, honestly, a lot of it, from my understanding, I don't work super closely with that team, so I'm kind of just theorizing here. But from my understanding, a lot of the work that went into making voice chat work for Overwatch was actually done with this idea of, let's build a platform that will then work in other games as well, because... Why would we build a platform? We did that once before where we built a voice chat platform for just one game, and that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's this time for Overwatch build a voice chat platform that works on the sort of like BattleNet end, which I guess it's not called BattleNet anymore, or it's not going to be called BattleNet. I actually have no idea what's going on with that.
What was it called again?
It's just the Blizzard client.
Oh, Blizzard Tech.
Sure.
B-Tech.
The on my taskbar it still says BattleNet, so that's what I'm going to call it until we come up with something better.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like make something that will work in multiple games. Cool. Where should we let this live? Well, we should let this live in the app that launches all of our games. All right. And then they just sort of worked on it until it was ready, and then they rolled it out. And sure, if you're super hardcore about stuff, you probably want to go with something like Curse or Discord or fucking Roger Wilco or some shit. Like, go with something else.
Mm-hmm.
But for the people that are just like, I would like to be able to chat with my friends and I don't feel like installing another program, cough, shizzle, then the BattleNet voice it's a great way to get into that. The Blizzard Voice.
Hey, does Shizzle play any Blizzard games? I mean,
I have
Diablo.
him on my
Diablo.
friends list.
He plays Diablo. I know he does.
It must be Diablo. Then.
Okay.
That must be how I have him on my friends list.
It's usually just like, if he plays Diablo, it must mean that there is really nothing interesting in PoE, right? Or a new season, right? And that's kind of it. So it would be hilarious if he started rooting for and using almost exclusively fucking Blizzard talk or whatever, Blizzard voice.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
That would be something he would do. God damn it.
That would be really funny. I also want to mention, just because Cal Racket just said this in your chat, he said, since everyone already calls it BNet, just change it to BlizzNet. That would be a great idea, except that BlizzNet is the name of our corporate intranet. So that would be super confusing for everyone actually working on it.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah. We had a we had a new intranet system rollout that's based on Jive, for people that are familiar with corporate intranet systems, and we just called it Jive for a long time because it was fucking Jive, whatever. Uh-huh. And then they named it Guild.
Or Guild?
Yeah, Guild.
Okay.
And now it's impossible to have a conversation with anyone about it. Like, oh man, did you see that thing on Guild? Like, what, my guild? Your guild? Whose guild?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, eventually we'll be fine, but yeah. Corporate intranet naming, maybe not one of Blizzard's strongest areas. But hey, we don't make intranets for a living. We make video games and voice chat, apparently. So speaking of video games, I don't really have anywhere else to go with that. I actually had a great transition for this one earlier when we were talking about the Nintendo Switch thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Nintendo Switch It'll have, it'll have Mario, it'll have Zelda. If we're lucky, it'll have a Metroid of some variety. But it probably won't have a whole lot of third-party things. You know what else it won't have is Red Dead Redemption 2. Also, the PC apparently won't have Red Dead Redemption 2. And apparently people care about that. So this is what's weird about it to me. Did everyone sell their PS4? Did you sell your fucking PS4? Did everyone sell their fucking PS4s? Am I the only... Do I own all of the PS4s now?
No, I still have mine. It's none of the cables are anywhere near it right now, but yes, it is still sitting there.
Oh, that's an insurmountable problem.
It's right now, I have shelves, dude. All right, you have no idea. I have shelves, and I have things on these shelves now that were previously not on the shelves then, and so now on the shelves, and so that's it. So that's where the cables are now.
They're
not
on
then,
the shelves
now on the shelves.
Okay. All right. So anyway, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm excited for this. And it's weird because I never actually played the original Red Dead. I just managed to miss it somehow. I'm not really sure how. But I'm excited for it. Like, I want to play it. I'm looking forward to it. I don't give a shit that it's not on PC. I'll play it on console. I'm totally fine with that.
Oh,
I actually for sort of adventure open world games, I find myself much more able to enjoy them on a console, even if I'm still sitting in the same fucking chair because my PS4 is plugged into my monitor.
Yeah, that's not entirely untrue. Like, it's I played a lot more Grand Theft Auto, despite all the Bro Theft Auto stuff, which I think a lot of it was actually recorded on through on Xbox. Yeah, I definitely played a lot more of it on console. That's true. Yeah, no, you're right. Like it feels good. Like, I mean, a lot of times in open world games, you do a lot of running around, and just kind of exploring. And so it's like, you just kind of eventually you just kind of sit back on a couch and relax and run around and I'm going to turn left in here into this building and go inspect it and see what's in there. And that's kind of it. So I didn't play Red Dead Redemption. Because the only thing I played on consoles was pretty much indie games at the time, and also honestly, I am not a big Western fan. Like, if it's not Blazing Saddles, I don't give a fuck, right? Or Unforgiven, right? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, apparently I need to go back. I think I actually own it somewhere, but apparently I need to go and like load it up and just give it a shot and try it out because everyone was just like losing their shit, man. Like losing. They teased that it was like the red Rockstar logo, and oh my god.
Oh yeah, everyone immediately was like, man. "Oh yeah, that's Red Dead Redemption 2."
And all of the names, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it won't be Red Dead. It won't be Redemption 2. That'd be silly. They wouldn't do that. It'd be like something else, right?" And no, they were wrong.
Red Dead Resurgence.
Yeah. Revengeance.
Red Dead renegotiation.
No, definitely Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, we'll see. Like, everybody speaks so highly of Red Dead Redemption 1. It's really hard to follow that up unless I mean, it's Rockstar, right? They got a taste of that microtransaction money, right? Like,
oh god,
what if it is, Red Dead Redemption Online, RDRO, right? And then you get a great single player campaign, which GTA 5 had.
Yeah,
but you also have an online component where the online component essentially is what gets most of the actual support and everything in the long run because of microtransactions.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would be surprised if coming off of Grand Theft Auto 5, if Red Dead 2 didn't have at least some of that kind of stuff in it.
Yeah.
And man, I just think I actually think a Western with some of the GTA 5 online stuff could be really, really fun. Like, I don't know. It's just, I think part of the reason that I'm so interested in it is just that I haven't played a Western video game in a long ass time. And I've played so many, like, how many fucking, like, it's a first person post-apocalyptic survival game have we seen in the past week? Like, there's so many of those floating around right now. How many, like, over the past several years, how many, it's World of Warcraft, but a little bit different this time, we promise, have we seen? Like, there's so much repetitive, like, remember when 8-bit was a new thing and then it immediately wasn't anymore because everyone suddenly went, wait, you mean I can just use shitty graphics and then I don't need to hire an artist? Sold. Yeah, like, gaming tends to, when a game comes, how many fucking Overwatch clones are out there right now? And they're not even, here's the problem, they're not even Overwatch clones is the thing, is they're games that were developed at the same time as Overwatch.
Paladins.
Okay, Paladins is an Overwatch clone. But there's so many games that were developed basically at the same time that ended up being the same thing because gaming tends to be very cyclical in those senses, where you can have 12 developers and 4 of them will come up with the same idea without talking to each other. Like, they're not even looking at what each other are doing. They have no idea what's going on. They just sort of go, you know what, we haven't played in a while, this thing. And then you have so many different people doing the same thing at the same time. And Western-themed games doesn't ever really seem to be that.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe if Red Dead 2 is successful, we'll suddenly see a big cropping up of, like, green machine in the West. I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to think of something that was started with green instead of red, and then it just sort of fell apart from there.
Billy the Kid Online.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Westworld, the video game.
Is that show any good? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. I've heard it's good.
Do you watch any shows?
I watch shows that I can get on the various not cable. So here's my problem: is I don't want to spend the money to get cable.
Right. Yeah. Me too.
So instead, I spend probably about $120 a month in other things that aren't cable. Like, I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Amazon, I have Sling.
But you still manage to not watch any fucking shows.
Well, the problem is I don't watch them until they're available on those things, which is usually when the season is over.
You watch Stranger Things, right?
Nope.
That's fucking. Do you watch House of Cards?
Nope.
What the fuck do you watch? What do you even watch?
I've been rewatching Mr. Robot.
You're Okay, well, I'm glad. Okay, that's that. Okay, I'll let that go. If you were like, I'm rewatching Charles in Charge or some shit, then I might have to give you some
No.
shit. But no, like, I'll let that one go.
No, most of the time. So most of the time, my sort of like. So here's the thing for me: if I want to be challenged and entertained, and I want to have to think about what I'm doing, I'm gonna play a fucking video game. Right now, that's WoW. Like, when I'm in that mood, I will play World of Warcraft. When I just want to sit on the couch and relax and be lazy, I'll watch like a comedy show, like a stand-up routine or something. I watch a lot of British TV. There's actually a lot of really, really good like comedy shows on British TV. And which, by the way, if you have access to British TV and you're not watching Taskmaster, you're wrong. Go watch it. It's amazing. It's on Dave.
It's on what?
They have a channel called Dave.
Just Dave.
Just Dave. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I watch a lot of cooking shows. I watch a lot of like travel shows. That's kind of my I watch shit TV, and I have no problem with that. I will turn on the TV and I'll be like, here's Anthony Bourdain jacking off into a river in Madagascar.
And I bet it would be awesome. I would watch it.
Yeah. Dude.
He would narrate it in such a way. And here I am just jacking off into this river. And that's just all I'm doing today because you're going to watch it. And that's the fucking show.
See? And that's why I watch this shit. It's so good.
God damn it.
Yeah. I have watched an alarming amount of Chopped. I've watched an alarming amount of House Hunters. I have watched every episode of Storage Wars like 4 times.
God. Wait, so you watch like the shitty reality shows, right?
Yeah.
Do you watch any like HGTV?
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
Fixer Upper is my shit, man.
okay, so you know like the brothers, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, do you know like Holmes?
I haven't actually watched that, but I know of it.
So like Holmes on Holmes is like my all-time favorite TV. Like I like the brothers and I like what's her name? Oh, I forget her name. Canadian interior designer, right? I don't know why, but like her and her friend or assistant, whatever, like they're just so good. But anyways, yeah, Holmes on Holmes is like probably like the best like feel good show because like Mike Holmes is like the guy everybody wishes was like their dad, right? Like just like he knows to put his foot down sometimes and tell you, hey, you're fucking up, but he'll say it in such a way you're like, yeah, I'm fucking up, I'm sorry, you know, like he just like he's whenever he goes into a place and he fixes it up, whatever, it's like he just makes you feel like he's taking care of you. It's a fucking great show. Just fucking watch Holmes on Holmes, dude. It's so good.
All right, I'll have to check it out. See, now I'm gonna watch that instead of Stranger Things.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. In like 6 months, I'll get bored, watch Stranger Things, and then complain that you never told me it was any good.
Yes, you fucking will. Note right now on this episode. I told you. God, you were doing a poor job of selling it, man. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, really, you've yet to convince me to watch it. So. So a bunch of other shit happened. Razer came out with a new laptop. It's fucking expensive.
Yeah,
that's about all there is to say about that.
Replacement, yep.
Yeah. No, my current laptop is a desktop replacement. I spent $1,800 on it. The base model of Razer's new whatever it's called is like $3,500 or something.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's like it has some legitimately cool stuff in it, like processor. I don't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head, but I remember going, okay, yeah, that's good. It's got a 1080 in it, which no one else does right now. Actually,
they've always been about like let's cram desktop level things into our laptops. They've always been all about that.
Yeah. But it also it has a 17-inch display. Okay, cool. It's a little bigger than for a laptop than I like because I have a laptop because of traveling. It has a 4K 17-inch display. What?
See, that's dumb. Oh, it's here we go. Yeah. So the $3,700 model that you're talking about has a 512 gig SSD.
That doesn't
what?
That doesn't matter. No, 512 gig SSD. Dude, I have a 1 terabyte SSD in my machine right now, and it costs me $100, something like that. $200.
What I'm saying is that's all it comes with at $3,700.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. You could upgrade it, of course, but that's all. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and it's VR ready. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, VR ready. I mean, I guess being VR ready is kind of cool if you want to take your Vive setup with you somewhere. And
oh my god! And
set it up again,
and the lighthouses, and set up the whole room space. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
At least this one doesn't require you to then take a PC-sized brick along with you. Did you see that? They had their previous laptop. They were like, it's the lightest and thinnest gaming laptop ever. It's amazing. It's super light and super thin. And it is like super light and super thin. Like it's a pretty cool looking laptop.
Mm-hmm.
But like the video card and half the processing power is in this separate brick that you have to bring with you places and plug into it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Like just build a shuttle, you know? Build a shuttle PC, and then there you go.
Yeah. And realistically, they're marketing this to people who are like, yeah, I'm going to spend $3,700 on this laptop, and then I'm not going to need another one for a long time. And you know what? Actually, I'll go up a model, because if I'm going to spend $3,700, I might as well spend $4,200 or whatever the next one is.
I get that. Yeah, like if you can afford that, you could go over. I was there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I when I bought my MacBook Pro, it was like $17.99 or $18.99 stock, or maybe also $19.99, right? Like base model, right? For the model I got. And I was like, like fuck that. I'm gonna throw everything in it. Just like bam, load it up. It was like $2,700. Like, it's like if I could afford $2,000, and this is like years ago, by the way. It's like if I could afford $2,000, I can definitely afford $2,700, and I fucking did, and I still have it. It's actually, I stream from it, and I do I write music and shit on it. But yeah, it was like if I could afford 2K, I could definitely So if you could afford 3,700, 4K and above 4K to 5K is probably not shit to you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, like, when you're buying a laptop and you're buying a PC, every time you build a PC, you start out with a budget and then you end up going above it. Like, every time you go to purchase a PC or a laptop, you start out with a budget and you end up going above it.
Yeah.
The only exception is if you're literally spending the last, like, $800 that you own. So you, like, cannot go above that budget. Like, my laptop, which is amazing, by the way. It's an Asus ROG Strix something or other.
Yeah.
It's great. It's got a 1070 in it, so it's like almost this Razer thing anyway. But before that, so basically what had happened is I was going to PAX like the day after Legion launched, and I was like, I want to be able to play Legion from my hotel room at PAX, because I know how I am at conventions. I'm going to go there. I'm going to wander around for a minute. I'm going to go, well, that's a convention. And then I'm going to go back to my hotel room and want to do something. So I was like, I don't have time to order anything online. So I went to Best Buy and I was like, what's your return policy? And they were like, if you don't like it, you can bring it back within 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, does it have to be like defective, or is it literally if I don't like it? They're like, no, if you don't like it. I'm like, okay, cool. Cause I'm going to be really picky about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought this like Acer, which was like $900. And like the stats weren't bad. It had like a 940 or something in it, which isn't good, but isn't bad either. And it worked. Like, I was able to do my world quests. I was able to do some dungeons and stuff from my hotel room in PAX. It was really great. But then I was like thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to spend $900 on this, and in a year regret having spent $900 on this. I'm going to regret all of the money I've spent on this in a year. If that. And like it ran WoW, but it didn't run WoW super well.
Wait, the one that you had in the hotel room in TwitchCon?
No.
Oh, sorry.
That's after. So what happened was I got back from PAX. I went, I don't actually like this laptop. Took it back to Best Buy, returned it. They were like, why don't you like your laptop? And I was like, well, it's not very good. And they were like, oh, okay. Do you want to look at the other laptops? I was like, all right. I went over and looked, and I was like, yeah, nothing here is really what I'm looking for. And by this point, I had already sort of picked out the Asus that I now have. So I ordered that. But the reason that I was telling this story and the reason this happened is I started with this like budget of I want to spend less than $1,000 because I feel like I should be able to get what I want for less than $1,000. And then I was like, well, okay. There's this $1,200 laptop that does things a little bit better. So I guess I can stretch to $1,200. Oh, but that $1,200 laptop only has like 128 gig SSD for all of its storage. So I guess I can go up to this next one, which is like 1,400. And actually, well, now that I'm thinking about it, this 1,400 only has a 970 in it. And I really should probably get something with a 10 series in it. And so I kept going and ended up spending $1,800 on my new laptop, which I love, and it's the best $1,800 I've spent in a long ass time. But that's kind of how those sort of purchases go. So I can see Razer being like, you know what? Yeah, come on. Yeah, you know you want to spend $5,000 on your next laptop
just to play games anywhere.
Yeah.
When you could buy, if you just want to internet anywhere, that's $200, man, for a netbook.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yep. So we this is already very long, but you have some stuff that you want to talk about.
Oh, I mean, I got a Vive. And actually, I got the Vive actually courtesy of the community. Apparently there's a secret Discord around, a secret meeting place where a handful of people get together, and they were plotting to my benefit.
Oh.
And so
it's the best kind of plotting.
Yeah, they all pitched in, and they bought me a Vive, which is amazing. And I don't even know how to thank everybody involved, and then saying it. It's like, I love it. Like I actually it actually got me to clean up like just basically gut one whole side of the studio here and create an entire room space area. And I discovered shelves. Apparently shelves are a thing. And I've already streamed a handful of times in the VR environment. It's funny, I borrowed Ryan. I borrowed Ryan's Rift for a week, and I was like, oh man, this is cool. It was great. It was such a great experience. But man, when you get the room space shit involved, where I'm walking around in a virtual music studio and I'm running cables. I'll grab a cable from one side of the room and I'll move it and I'll basically wind it all the way down and hook it up to a piece of gear on the other side. It's I'm actually walking around in this crazy fucking virtual space. And I know that I look like a fucking idiot to some people. But I don't give a fuck. It's so incredible walking around and being in this environment and not worrying about bumping into something because they have the room space thing that you set up. It's just incredible. So yeah, I've been streaming a couple times with the Vive and everything, and I have a video coming out tomorrow where I actually managed to link up an in-game camera with this game called Soundstage, is the music studio thing. They have an in-game camera, and so I basically positioned it exactly where my DSLR was, and I overlaid myself on top of the footage, and it doesn't line up perfectly, but it's really really close, and it's it looks incredible, man. It looks like I'm in the fucking Matrix or some weird shit. I'm just walking around grabbing these virtual environments of things like synths and just stretching them out and running these crazy glowing cables, and it's just nuts. I can't even describe. It's so cool. But yeah, so that's something that I'm thrilled to have, and it's all set up and basically permanent over here now, so I can start focusing on more VR related content. And you know what? If it doesn't get a shitload of views, I fucking love it. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing was I have a new album that I'm putting out. Pre-orders are actually available now. You literally get nothing for pre-ordering. I know how that works.
You're a very good salesman.
Yeah. You can just wait until next Thursday to buy it if you want, and there'll be no difference between buying it right now or pre-ordering it right now. But no, it's a more of a soundtrack style album where if you listen to some songs, a lot of people will listen to it that reminds me of Final Fantasy or whatever, or whatever game or something, and which is not too surprising because I listen to a lot of video game soundtracks. Obviously, that comes out in my music too. And then other tracks, they're just very atmospheric or very ambient. So it's not like Suddenly Human. Suddenly Human was a very heavy or heavy-ish type future step. You have these kind of 80s sounds and everything, but it was definitely a lot heavier and very beat-driven. Whereas this is much more there's a lot more space involved in a lot of the tracks, more melody and just more kind of just a lot of shit that happened to to us here, in 2016. That's kind of channeled through this. So. As music typically is, right? It's your experiences and everything kind of channeled through music. So yeah, that's available. It's called Daya. And that's up on akmikeb.bandcamp.com. But yeah, I'm really really proud of it.
Nice.
And yeah, it'll be out on the 27th. So
Nice.
yeah,
I will not pre-order it. I will buy it on the 27th.
I mean, I'll give you a copy because you're my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll hook you up, man. I got a key for you.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Actually, I have a key already with yours and Shizzle's name already on it. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I got you guys.
All right.
But everyone else, you pay. No.
Everyone else, you pay. No, but seriously, everyone else, you have to pay. Okay. Well, nothing nearly that interesting is going on for me. I'm going to Columbus, Ohio next week.
What?
Yeah. So that's where I was to cast the NA regionals because that's where MLG's studio is.
Mhm.
And I'm going back because we're doing opening week at the same studio. So I'm gonna go back.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna drop my pen.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back. We're gonna cast that next Saturday, I think. And then BlizzCon is gonna happen. And then I'm gonna have jury duty. And then the holidays. And then sometime in January, I'm just going to fall asleep forever.
Just to make it up. Just make it the whole year in January, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I plan on doing.
I got a jury summons. It's sitting right next to me right now. And like I looked at it at my mailbox and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I don't have enough other shit going on right now. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that was what's going to happen as I show up and they don't pick me. And it's just
always
one
what
day.
happens.
Yeah. Well, it's always what happens except for the people that they pick. But I'm kind of hoping that I can show up, they pick me, they don't pick me, and they go, okay, thanks for coming out. You don't get any money because Orange County doesn't give you any money for just showing up. Enjoy the day off of work, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. That's usually what happens. There's like a handful of things you could say that typically get you out of being picked pretty regularly. So
yeah, I don't want to go in and be like, I don't want to actively try and get out of it, but I'm hoping that I don't get picked.
you don't want to try, but so it's RNG then, just 100%.
Well, like I don't want to go in there and be like the jackass who's like, I'm just gonna say whoever is being prosecuted is guilty, no matter what you tell me. I'm just gonna say that because that just kind of comes off to me as a dick move.
Wait, he's in court. He must be guilty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I don't want to do that.
He was charged. He must be guilty.
Yeah.
Well, damn. So
We'll see.
Yeah, so we'll be hoping then.
It'll probably be post BlizzCon.
Post BlizzCon. And
I might
November,
be able to
12th, 11th, something like that. 10th.
No, it's 4th and 5th.
I was close. I was really close. Last year, I think it was like 11th or so. I don't know.
Yeah, last year it was.
Oh
Well,
my
last year it was like
God.
6th and 7th.
It's really like just 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's super soon. I still have a bunch of shit to get done before then, and I have 3 more days in the office until BlizzCon.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for blessing us with your presence. We almost didn't have a show for over a month. We couldn't have that. What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 12:02 a.m.
Yeah. I might
Technically 4
actually be
weeks.
able to, thinking about it, I might be able to do a show from my hotel room next week. I'll try to
There's no
find
way.
something with a microphone.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know why not.
Yeah, no, bring it. Because I mean, I just all you need is like basically an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm going to have my laptop there anyway.
Uh-huh.
So all I have to do is either shove this microphone in something.
Yeah.
Although I don't actually know where the normal stand for it is, so this microphone would actually probably not work very well. But like I have my Astro headset or something. microphone on that isn't too bad.
It's okay if you sound like potato. Like that's totally fine for like one episode.
I might also just sound like a potato. Yeah.
It's like calling in from BlizzCon. Yeah, you could totally do that. Dude.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I still have so much drink left. How much drink do you have left?
I drank everything.
God damn. I'm trying to, but I'm already having a hard time keeping it together. So.
Well, you just need to learn how to alcoholism.
Good tips. Thank you.